It's on. Ready? All right, guys, let's start to grab a seat, please. Let's start to grab a seat.
He was telling me that he had like 4 closings in the back. So imagine there's a buyer and a seller commission. So imagine, let's say you're the buyer, right? You come to me, you're like, well, I want to buy this house, and I get you.
All right, come grab a seat.
I'm gonna get you.
Who wants to share? Nicole, what's one of those top 3 dishes for you, my friend? What would you pick?
Honestly, pizza, because I really want to go there.
Pizza? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. What would be one of your dishes?
Gumbo.
Ooh, shrimp, chicken, beef.
Yours.
Whole shebang.
Yes, gumbo. Okay. What would be your dish?
Oh, yeah, that is. So this one.
Raleigh of porterhouse.
Steak.
Gotta do it.
That's good. That's good. Oh, nice churrasco. I like that. Gabriela, what would be your favorite dish? Did you talk? Are we all on the?
Yes. It's like wrapped in lettuce.
No idea. Shrimp tempura. That's my other favorite.
Okay, good stuff. Notebooks and pens, please. Today, or this next section rather, is our money-making section. And I always like to start with the warm-up, but I want to give you a few comments so you can get the most out of this. Number one, I want to recognize all of our assignments. Our assignment was to have no less than how many phone numbers? 25 to 30. So for Gabriela and for Jose, you guys did a great job considering you didn't even have a chance to go home and get phone numbers and get mom and dad's cell phone. And you guys both had, I think, 25 and 22 phone numbers just to start. Is that right? Okay, nice job. And that was 15 minutes. Nice job. Really nice job. And I talked to a couple of you who just hit the assignment. We're totally cool if you hit assignment, right? So those of you that got just 25 or 30, that's fine with me. All I'm asking for is that when you go home tonight to get your next 5 to 10, find that cell phone or those cell phones that you needed to find last night that you didn't get, and let's get more phone numbers. Cool? All right. But I want to recognize those over 50. Let's see. Jordan with 52. What were your top 1 or 2 sources to get those phone numbers? Your phone, mom's phone, your best, like your boys' phone. Sometimes for me, all my boys, I asked for their mom's phone because all their moms love me. So actually I got more names and numbers there than I did for my own mom that night. But then I went home the second night and mom, and then my girlfriend's. Okay, you guys get it. So what were top 2 for you?
For me, it would be like for my family, one, and also my mom's phone.
Mom's phone. There you go. So the family members that you already had the number for, and then mom's phone.
As well as neighbors.
Neighbors, awesome. Okay, how about Eden with 87? What was the top?
Yeah, same sources. My phone and my mom's phone.
Cool.
I looked at her group chats with all of her friends.
There you go. And did you get that directory too? You have that yet? You already have
oh,
them.
I have it in my house, yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, that counts too. Luis with 67. What was your top 2?
Same. My mom, my phone.
There you go. Okay.
Mainly my phone.
Matt, how about you?
My mom specifically.
Mom specifically. That's okay. That's awesome. And then Dominique? Or
My
Dominic or Dominique?
Dominique.
Dominique.
My mom's phone, basically, all the coworkers, they all have this one large group chat because he's an RN, and everybody in that department, they all want
Yeah,
group
I
chat.
tell you a secret about RNs, aka nurses. My mom's a nurse. You know the secret with Cutco? When one buys, same thing with group chats with moms.
Yeah.
When one mom buys, they all buy. It's awesome. Okay, and you'll experience that. So keep up this trend. If you want to be successful with us, keep hitting assignments. Or if you're going to have a hard time with assignments, what should you do responsibly? Just communicate. Talk to us when you get home and you say, I'm having a hard time. Call Paola, call me, call Ali. We'll help you. We're really good at that. As long as you communicate, outstanding work, everybody. Very proud of you. Also, 10-80-10. Today, it's the same thing. Where when we do exercises, when we talk about number of MAC customers, when we do our phone time, when you set up your first 5 to 10 appointments from the office, then you go home and you get up another 5 to 10 appointments, or tomorrow morning. 10% of you are going to be on the low end, 10% are going to go above average, and most of you will hit exactly what we're saying. And just know that, remember, your training is not just yesterday, it's not just 3 days, it's how many days, everybody?
10 days.
And when you remember that, just remember, don't evaluate how you're doing on that one time. Evaluate 10 days from now, or 11, technically 11 days from now. Okay. And for those of you that weren't here yesterday, to get the most out of training, just be 100% engaged. Just be in there 100%, because the more you give in training, the better. That includes these 3 things we talked about. Seeking best practices. That just means that manual is the best practice. So what do I want you to do with it? Read it, stick with it. Now, do I want you to get creative and put your own words into it? Yes, 100% you will. Just not when you're in training. After you're in training and you've gone to, maybe you get qualified for that SLDM on Tuesday. Maybe you get invited to our June 14th, our big SC1 conference, and I think we have several of you that are on our radar for that. You'll start to create different parts of the presentation because you have the basics down. First 10 days is about one thing. It's about habits. Positive, successful habits. Number 2, hungry for growth. So that means I'm really looking for you to take lots of what today?
Notes.
Lots of notes and participate. And then number 3, I'm going to give you personal clarity. Here's what we're going to clarify for you today. How do we present price to customers today? We're going to clarify who are my best people to show first and why. We're going to clarify how you get paid again, because that's really exciting, and that's really important, because I want you to do what Kayla's doing. And Kayla's not even doing that well yet. And she's already made, I don't know, $1,200, $1,300 with us. I also want to give you clarity on the schedule and how it works. Many of you had some questions on schedule. We'll clarify that. And then we'll clarify how to set up appointments today. So really action-packed, but it's the money-making part, and that's why I need you guys 100% engaged. So can I count on you guys to be 100% engaged, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And just like that, when I ask questions, respond, just like the Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. So you might not think you're learning how to sell Cutco, but you're learning how to sell Cutco when we do all these exercises. And remember, I have to remind you that the best customers are those Mac. Sorry, I'm OCD. And that picture's not aligned. Okay. There we go. Okay. Mac customers, ones that have kids because they at least have to cook, own a home, and 2 incomes, or 1 really good income. Then some of you have even what I call Mac Plus customers, and these are people where it's not just 2 incomes, but it's 2 really good incomes, or 1 really good income. And here's a mark of a Mac Plus customer. More than 1 home, or more than 3 cars usually. Just like a technical way to look at it. Because if someone owns a house and then a beach house, or a house and an extra property, or multiple houses, that's a good one. That just means they have way more disposable income, and for them it's no big deal even to get our biggest set is no big deal. Cool? No matter what's happening in the house. Okay. So today's objectives, I'd like you to get these down, please. Number 1, we are going to today increase your belief in the product. Why is it important for you to really have strong and undying belief in the product?
The way it comes out is more.
Yeah, the way it comes out. Because remember, 55% of communication is what, everybody? Yeah, and Jordan, it's not what you say.
It's how you say
Yeah, it's how you say it. So if you are truly invested and you believe how awesome this product is, I can tell you why Kayla is selling so much. It's because she follows directions. It's not because she's a good salesperson. She really believes in this product. And when Mom does the presentation with her, what did she say? I did a terrible presentation. My mom still bought. If you have a bad product, Mom still doesn't buy. No matter how much they love you. You see what I'm saying? So the product is the key factor, but I want to help you increase your belief so that you can spread that to ultimately who? Yeah, to the customer. Number 2, I want to help you understand the concept of value, and this is an equation I'll have you write in a little bit. Value equals quality over price. Value equals quality over price. Who's heard this term before? You get what you pay for. Or give, right? But in terms of pricing, you get what you pay for. What does that mean, Nicole? What does that mean? If I'm going to, let's say I'm going shopping with you, and all the girls are going shopping, all the guys are going shopping, what does you get what you pay for mean?
I think you pay like some really low prices, it's usually low quality.
Yeah, take all these purses I'm seeing. All right, you guys have some beautiful purses. Nice. Okay? If you pay $50 for a purse, you'll get a $50 purse. If you pay $350 for a purse, you'll get a $350 purse. But what's the difference? One thing. Right, but what causes the difference in price? One thing.
Quality.
Quality of what? You're right. Quality of the product, specifically material. What it's made of, right? Material. Right. You can get a Michael Kors bag, which is real leather. Or you can get that $50 Nine West on the side of the shoe store bag, which is not quite real leather, but it's $50. You get what you pay for. Material. Okay. That's a big concept we're going to talk about because we're going to sell Cutco to customers and present it as the Ferrari of knives. When you think of Ferrari, do you think of just pretty good? You think of one of the absolute best. Ferrari, Rolls-Royce. I'm not even talking Mercedes, Lexus, BMW. I'm saying Ferrari, Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, like those crazy cars. Okay, that's the type of product that we have, and we're going to compare it to a Mercedes. But we have to show why we're better and why do we cost more. It's the material. Okay, you guys got that. Third thing. And the last part of training today is we're going to help you set up your first 5 to 10 appointments today from the office, and then tonight you'll go home, you'll get your next 5 to 10 appointments. And then Saturday morning, you'll get your last 5 to 10 appointments. So that no matter what, everyone here on average, if not higher, will hit the average magic number, which is how many appointments first weekend? 10. And of course, many of you have different conflicts in schedule. We can still find a way for you to get 10, and I'll show you later on during the training how to work around things. Okay? Just a reminder, too, you have your Fast Start contest. It starts tomorrow. The appointments that you leave here with are already your first part of your first 10 days. And I think of Matt Fine, who started last week from Pinecrest High School, the junior that we FaceTimed in. He already hit about 6 of the prizes in his first 4 hours in the job. My goal is to get you as much Cutco as possible. The first 11 levels of the contest, again, you can win up to $1,000+ worth of Cutco. Who can tell the new guys why it's so big of a deal, why it's such a big deal to have more product?
You can use it in your sales pitch.
You can use it in your sales presentation, and the more you show, like Super Walmart, what happens? Yeah, the more they buy, the more you sell. Good. And don't forget, if you sell $10,000, I'm going to keep this up here for those of you that are excited. Selling $10,000 for your Fast Start is not a big deal. The reason people do it is when they follow directions and they put a lot of work into their first 10 days, right? And they let us coach them. That's what happens. Like Kayla. So if you go for a $10,000 Fast Start or more, you will make between $2 and $5 grand in 10 days. At $10 grand in sales, you'll hit VIP night where Jeff Gambo doesn't throw a bad party. Or if you sell over $15,000, which I'll tell you more about tomorrow, there's a chance you can win what we call the Dream Vacation Voucher. And you can kind of guess what that means. Okay. Not to mention, at the end of 10 days, if you're at 30-30, you can work part-time but earn what, everybody? Full-time, or keep working full-time and earn big time. You guys got that? Okay. And the 2 examples I used yesterday were Juanita, who's never sold anything in her life, $10,000 Fast Start, or Mr. Slick, kind of Papi Chulo, kind of. Luis, who was awesome and sold $17,000 his first 10 days. Not to mention VIP night. Here's an example of the parties that Jeff throws that are never bad. Okay. Yes, we have a sale. Yes.
Janine with a galley set, $6.92.
Okay, $6.92. So what's the average order, everybody? Janine started Saturday. You met Janine yesterday. Her order was $6.92. And how many racks?
I think it was 25.
25. Okay. And I want to tell you that these are the company averages. That's not necessarily our average. Okay, that's the company average. But here, now, not all the time, but many times if you do it right, you can go way higher. Okay, we'll keep talking about that. There's the Dream Vacation Voucher. We'll talk about that. I want to go next to our testimonials. What's a testimonial? Customer opinions, sharing how they feel about it, or just in general. I want to show you a couple of things. First of all, this video from Dr. Phil. Okay, and Dr. Phil has what we call the Oprah effect. Anyone know what the Oprah effect is? Who knows Oprah? Anyone know who Oprah Winfrey is? Okay. She is still to this day the most heralded, acclaimed, most successful talk show host in the history of television. She's so big that she is retired and she's now created her own network with her name because she's that big of a deal. Okay? Now, Oprah had something called the Oprah effect. What does that mean?
Anything she says, you just...
That's right. Whenever she says, oh, and I love this, that jumps in sales. She tells a story in one of her episodes of this obscure cake bakery that she went to in the Midwest with her friend on a trip, and how wonderful the cakes were. And then at the end, if you know how Oprah works, she goes, and you get a cake, and you get a cake. And she gave everyone a cake in the crowd. That company, overnight, just from Oprah talking about it, they never asked Oprah. She just mentioned them. Their company overnight became this multi-million-dollar bakery. Their server crashed overnight on the website. Their phone lines couldn't handle all the calls. And they went with what they sold normally in a year, they would sell like that week. Like, it was a mom and pop shop because of Oprah. Okay. Now I would argue there are 3 new Oprah effect shows. Okay. Number 1 is Dr. Oz for medicine. Now I'm coming from a medical family. I have my opinions on that. However, there's Dr. Oz, Ellen, okay, and now Dr. Phil. Those 3. So in 2012, Dr. Phil had an episode on healthy lifestyles and losing weight and being fit. And part of it is you can't eat out as much if you want to be fit. You have to cook at home. And if you want to cook, you have to cook fresh foods. And if you want to cook the best way, you have to have the best knives. And if you want the best knives in the world, he says, top of the line, Cutco, right? Now, here's the cool thing. You can't pay Dr. Phil to put Cutco on. We can't bribe him. We can't say, here's $3 million. Talk about Cutco. Who decides who talks about the products? He does, and his staff. And listen to the things that he says about it. He says top of the line. And if you think about the crowd, like the people inside that studio, mostly dads, mostly moms in that show. Which ones? Mostly moms. Moms from what type of families? Mac moms. So what kind of reaction do you think you get when he says, we're going to give everyone a $700, $800 set of Cutco today? All like 200 people in the audience. What do you think the reaction was? Yeah, you'll see. You'll hear it. Ready? Watch.
Something I think every cook needs in the kitchen is a sharp set of knives to help chop up all those healthy foods. So Cutco knives are the top of the line knives that come with a butcher block cutting board and a lifetime guarantee. They retail for over $600. So everybody in the audience is going.
You see her? Why? Why is that the reaction from her? Because she's probably what kind of customer? Probably a Mac. And how often does she cook? Every day. And even if she doesn't love to cook, she has kids, so what? She has to cook. That's why people, when you show the right people, when you show Mac customers, that's how they like the product. That's why we don't have you show your buddies who are in your senior class of high school Cutco. Oh, cool. Sweet. Do the penny again. Some of you are like, oh, that's what my friends would say. But it's so true, isn't it? The most important thing I can teach you without teaching you is you show the right people. You show the right people, and what did Kayla give us her tip? On top of it, you show your... What's that? You show your top 5, and who are your top 5? The people who absolutely what? Love you and want to support you. It's even easier than that. So you show them an outstanding product, it's the best, they use it every day and react like that. Oh, and they love you personally. Come on. Okay, you guys got that. Cool.
And you have to use them, okay?
Okay, cool. Now let me take it more from a, I guess, more down-to-earth testimonial from a real customer. This is Katrina. Katrina, and I don't quote me on this. I know I sometimes don't know all the information on the customers. I believe she's from the west coast of Florida, closer to the St. Petersburg, Tampa area, Clearwater, from my understanding. Okay. From my understanding, she's a normal Mac mom. She's a stay-at-home mom, so husband works, she doesn't work, she takes care of the kids. I believe they have 2 or 3 children. And I just want you to hear, I'm actually going to have you take a ton of notes on this. Not a ton, but several notes on this. Because Katrina is going to make you a lot of money. Just from her unscripted, this is how I feel and why I like and why I have invested in Cutco. Okay. There are 2 points she's going to make. One regarding a customer philosophy and psychology, and one regards to what people spend money on. And I really want you to take note on this, and you can thank Katrina when you have your fast start for teaching you this, okay? So, Katrina, you're up.
Hi, my name is Katrina, and I have been a faithful Cutco owner of my homemaker set for approximately 8 years. I first of all bought it because I was embarrassed by my old knives, which were just missing pieces here and there. I bought it kind of afraid because I had made the investment of spending so much money, and I thought, what have I done?
Okay. I thought to myself, I was a little nervous because I had made the investment, and I thought to myself, what? What have I done? Okay, that's actually that's a psychology of a consumer that happens all the time with our customers when they spend money on something and they feel a little uneasy about it right after. Anyone know what that's called?
Buyer's remorse.
Both of you. Say it again. Buyer's
Remorse.
buyer's guilt or buyer's remorse. Both are right. Buyer's remorse. I want you to write down buyer's remorse. Okay. Buyer's remorse is an actual feeling. Like it's a gut feeling known as anxiety. Okay? And let me give you an example. Let's say Eden is my daughter. All right, here we go. This is a good example. And some of you are going to go, oh man, that was me. So Eden comes home. Dad, yes, honey. Can I talk to you for a second? And I already know. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you know about the car. You know where I'm going with this, right? How many of you have been in this situation already? Yeah, me too, unfortunately. And yeah, she goes on to tell me that she doesn't total the car, even worse. She just shy of totals the car. So not quite total. Yeah, you've been there. What's even worse about that?
You have to pay to fix it.
You have to pay to fix it. Okay? And let's say I have to swipe my American Express for now $2,500. I don't love it. I was going to buy a new MacBook for the family. Or we were going to go to the Keys for the weekend. Or fill in whatever I could have spent $2,500 on that I didn't want to spend on the car. Fast forward a week later. Eden's going out with her friends from a pre-planned vacation that I already gave her approval for. And she's going to ask me for a little bit of spending money, which she normally does anyway. It's not a big deal. In fact, every time she goes on vacation, I always say, honey, would you like a little bit of spending money because you're so good and you've been doing so well in school. And she's just asking me like normal, maybe $100, maybe not. Normal. But she just totaled the car last week. And she walks into the kitchen, hey, Dad, we're going, can I? And I go, no, we're broke. We have no more money. Who's ever experienced that, like, whoa, we have money. What's wrong? What is the deal? Who's ever experienced buyer's remorse from your family? Do we really have money? Do we still have money, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just really irritated about the $2,500 charge on my Amex. Okay? Now, are we broke?
No.
We have to sell the house.
No.
Are we going into foreclosure? No, but it certainly feels like that when you're really, really upset and irritated because it's a feeling called what, everybody? Buyer's remorse. Everyone got that? That's really important. So, I just want you to know, number one, it's a definite feeling. But you're going to see customers all the time. You're going to see Mac customers. Who are the busiest people in the world? Who are the people that have kids? So when you have a lot of kids and you're really busy, who are the people that have a whole bunch of random, unexpected things like cars being totaled or tuition being due or Johnny blank, 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 and I have to pay for it? Mac customers. So you don't know when you meet with a customer, even your top 5, you don't know if when you get to the house last night, Eden had that conversation and needed a new car. You don't know that when you meet with your favorite aunt on Sunday, that last week she had to swipe the credit card and pay for the books for the semester, which you know is probably about $1,000. You don't know that she just blank. I'll give you guys the same feeling. You ever go shopping before? Not a ton. And then the next day your friends are, hey, let's go get Chipotle. You're like, no, I'm broke. I got no money. But you spent $200, $300 on those basketball shoes. But you just feel broke. Why? That's buyer's remorse. So buyer's remorse is the direct feeling of unease to spend any money because you just invested. Everyone understand that? Okay, so first thing, buyer's remorse happens after an investment. Now here's what's different. If I talk to you versus a Mac customer, investment's defined differently, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right, because when you're a Mac customer, the investment's a lot what? It's a lot more money. So for our sake of argument, an investment is $1,000+ per customer. For you guys, it's 100. You ever spend $100 and then the next day, hey, let's go out. I got no money. Okay, $100 is what I would have given my daughter for the weekend because I'm a Mac customer. It's different. Number 2, you want to know what the customer says when you ask them to buy? and that would be the telltale sign that they have buyer's remorse right there. And you don't know what happened, how much it was, but they just spent something and they're not comfortable spending right now, right there. They say something when you ask them to buy. They say, honey, I'd love to get it, and then we love you. Oh, that's a great product, but right now we can't, what?
Afford it.
Say it again.
Afford it.
We can't afford it. That's what you'll hear. Write that down, please. I can't afford it. And here's the cool thing I'm going to teach you. If you only show the people I'm teaching you to show, by definition, everyone we show the product to, if they wanted to, could what? Could afford it, but if they say it, it means what? They have buyer's remorse. You just don't know what it is. It's also not our business to say, did you just pay something and do you feel uncomfortable right now because there's something you just invested in? Can't really say that. But just know when they say that, they're not saying I don't want the product, and they're definitely not saying I can't afford it. That's just the nicest way to say it to you without giving you all their business. Wouldn't you agree? Like if I just had that happen and someone comes over, I'm not going to go through the whole story of how irritated I am at my daughter for totaling the car. Not quite totaling the car. I'm just going to say, honey, we love you, but right now's not a good time, which means, we really can't afford it. So when you hear that, here's what's also positive. Besides the fact that they can afford it. Number two, we can wheel and deal, which we'll teach you. And if someone is like, oh, I can't afford it, but we offer them a better deal, what do you think happens 9, 8 times out of 10? All of a sudden they can afford it. Give you an example. You just spent $100. Next day, hey, let's go to Chipotle. Like, oh, I'm broke, I can't buy anything. You go to the store, you see your favorite shoes, but they're on sale. That same day you couldn't go to Chipotle, you get those shoes. So you couldn't go to Chipotle, but they were on sale. I don't want to pass up what a good deal. Raise your hand if you've ever experienced that before. Same thing here. So when they say they can't afford it, we're going to teach you how to work out deals. And not to mention, we have multiple options that are cheaper, so we can fit something into their budget depending on how they feel with their remorse. Cool? Okay, let's finish up the video.
But when I started to use my set, it became apparent to me that it was life-changing.
What did she say?
Life-changing.
Life-changing. Now, if you show it to a 19-year-old, it's not life-changing, it's just cool. Do the penny again. But if you show it to a Mac customer, why is it life-changing? Because they'll use it how often?
Every
And
day.
how long does it last? Forever. Lifetime and forever. Let's keep going. Or not. There we go.
You have to cut over in the corner. But when I started to use my set, it became apparent to me that it was life-changing because I wanted to cook again. I enjoyed cooking, and I wanted to cook in front of my friends and family because this is such a beautiful set. I was never embarrassed. I didn't have to cut over in the corner. I wanted to cut on the big counter and let everybody see my knife. And as you can see, I also got the knife set that goes with it that I set on the table, which I proudly display in my chop block. So I set my table with my knives, which I love very much. And I like every knife in here. Every knife has a purpose.
Every what? Yeah. Did she say, oh, I don't use all these knives because they're a little excess? Every knife has a purpose. Because if you cook with kids, you have to cook. That's the set she has. It's the homemaker. That's the one she has. Now, I'm assuming I would bet money she's upgraded since then, because you can tell how much she loves the product. But for sure, every knife has a purpose. We'll finish up.
I've used every one of them. I also have my 2 sets of scissors, which I dearly love. The reason I bought 2 sets of scissors was because my husband and my son overused this pair, and they were using it for things like cutting things that they shouldn't. So this is my pair, and this is their pair. And this is Mommy's, it's red, okay? So that's how they know the difference, and I love my scissors very much. So
So you can tell she loves her red scissors. Right?
I recommend Cutco to friends and family all the time because it's a lifetime investment, but it's a lifetime return.
Thank you, Katrina. She just made you a lot of money. What did she say? It's a lifetime, but it's also a lifetime return. Let me talk about that for a second. Okay. We talked about investment, right? After customers make an investment, a lot of times they don't feel good about spending money. What's that called? Buyer's remorse. But our investments, we're going to count an investment as when they spend over $1,000, but they expect to use it every day. They expect to use it every day. And they expect it to last forever or for a really, really long time. So I'm going to have you write that down. So an investment is when they spend over $1,000. Again, they use it how often, everybody? Every single day. But then because of the quality and the investment, they expect it to last forever. Give me some other things in the household that are common every day, every week, every month, all the time investments that you don't even think about, probably till now, some of you, that Mac customers make all the time. Go around your house, do a quick mental tour. Give me an idea of some investments that are over 1,000 that you use daily.
Over 1,000.
Yeah, there's a lot. Think about your house.
TVs,
Start with the first one.
TV.
TVs. How many of you have a TV? And you know for a fact it's over $1,000. Are you NBA players? Your parents are NBA players and mansions and helicopter pads? Is that you have $1,000 television? Is that a big deal? No, it's a $1,000 television. And you didn't pay for it. Who paid for it? And Mac did. Give me some other ones. And how many of you have more than one television? 2 or more, 3 or more. So that's about $2,000 to $3,000 in television equipment right there. Now you can get cheap ones like this one. This one's really cheap. You can tell with the line. But that's not the TV I have at my house. It's different. Give me some other investments. Mattress. Thank you, Matt, for not saying the bed, because the mattress alone is over how much? 1,000 to 2 to 3, depending on how quality you want it. And then you have to get the bed frame, which is another 500 to 1,000 plus. And you have to get the bedding. You know what bedding is? What's bedding? All the other stuff that you just sleep on, you don't even realize costs money. Sheets, comforter, down comforter, duvet. I mean, all that stuff. The average bed in your house is probably not 1,000, but 2,000, if you just put everything together. And how many of you have more than one bed in the house? I'm being sarcastic, right? What else? Give me more. I just need to. I need to awaken you. Say it again.
Like fridge, stove, microwave.
Okay, fridge, stop. Stove, stop. Washer, stop. Dryer, I mean, how many of you went into the fridge this morning? The one that you didn't pay for, but you eat out of every day. Okay. Do you know that you can't even? How many of you have the fridge where you put the water or the ice? You can't get that unless you spend at least $1,500, and that's an okay one. I have my fridge at the house is $1,300, and it's just open and closed. There's no ice where you have to like go in and get the ice and all that. Now, my house in Baltimore, I have a $2,000, and it's got the water and the ice, and still not even that fancy. I like it though. Give me some other investments in the house.
Coffee machines.
Yeah, sometimes a coffee machine.
Yeah.
They like the espresso or the super espresso maker. Yep, I know people like that. Give me some other investments. Over here, what are some things in your house invested from your families? Yeah, car payments. Think about that. Take all the cars in the house, if they're not paid for, add the monthly payment plus the monthly insurance. Is that 1,000? Easy. Think about the things your Mac customer, Mac families are spending on you. Give me some examples. What are some other investments? Phones for the family, the plans and the actual phones, about 1,000. Other investments. Go here and then here. Someone said it. College. How about books? How about like 4 or 5 books? Did anyone have that bone-chilling experience of realizing that 4 or 5 books would have a comma in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you didn't pay for it. Some of you did, but most of it, your parents swiped the card, and that's an investment because they expect you to use it how often, and expect your education to last forever. Okay, give me a couple more. I'm going somewhere with this. I'll wrap it up. Give me furniture, like a piece of furniture. Anyone know what a leather couch costs if you have the cheap one?
Oh, wow.
A cheap one. What's a cheap leather couch? Where it's like in college you have a 1,500 for. I mean, not by the way, not in an offensive way, but cheaper material. I had a $1,500 couch in college, and I can tell what that smells like, what it looks like, and what rip marks are in it. $1,500 later, after college. Other investments. How about laptops? Anyone have a MacBook? Raise your hand if you have a MacBook. That's what, $200, right? No. What's this? This is a 13.
Is it the Air?
This is the MacBook Pro 13-inch.
That's not like 312.
This is 1200 base. Yeah, base for me.
That's
Student for you.
gigabytes.
Student discount 1100 or 1000. Base for me, so this is like 1200. I can't remember what I paid. Like about 1500 total. And are you going, whoa, he's got a Mac, damn! No, you're like, oh, it's a MacBook. That's a nice laptop. I mean, if you want to say it like that, you can. That's just a normal MacBook. How many of you have a MacBook? How many of you have a friend in high school or in college that's not a Mac customer has a MacBook? I could go video console. I could go all that. I mean, so what's the point, everybody? What am I beating into the ground? That Mac customers have what? Have a lot of experience,
Expenses.
have various expenses, and have money.
Yeah.
Because they're spending this all the time. So if they're spending it all the time, they're also getting what all the time? Buyer's remorse. So when you get, I can't afford it, just remember that. That's normal. So far, so good? Okay, before we continue, I want just to put things in perspective. I want you to know that when you show customers Cutco, they can buy the book. Meaning everything, if they wanted to buy what's called a kitchen, they could afford it. They don't always get that, obviously. But I just want you to feel really comfortable presenting our product, that we are an investment. We're like an appliance, but the best of its kind. Think of all the things you just listed. They're all investments because, one more time, all together, you spend over how much? Everyone, over how much? 1,000. They expect to use it how often? And it lasts how long for them? Okay, let's do that last part, though. How many of them, those things we just listed, actually last forever? Does the mattress last forever?
No, last 8 years.
8 to 10, yeah, if you flip it and do it right. Okay. Does that piece of furniture last forever? No. Does the television, or does the laptop last forever? Oh, no. Does the television? No. Most of it's no. The only investments that I can think of off the top of my head that do last forever, that are 1,000 and use every day, jewelry. Right, if you take care of it, jewelry. And, and Cutco. I don't know where I'm looking, sorry. And Cutco. Now, I'm sure there are other investments that Mac customers make that do last forever, but when it's hard to think of that list, it's really cool to be part of that list, isn't it? And you say, oh, Mrs. Jones, I just want you to, what's your last name? Homo. Say it again. Fair, spell it. Oh, Fede.
Yeah.
Sure, American accent. Miss Neighbor, right? I want you to know that when you spend 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 on this product, you're going to use it every day. It's going to last forever. And Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Fede, when you are done cooking, you're going to hand it to little Eden over there when she's married, and she can hand it down. And I'm going to be the one responsible for that. And you'll remember me as the person who got you those amazing set of knives. That's how we sell, not, do you want to buy this? I'm going to make money. That's what you're giving to the customer. But it's not just world-class product, it's world-class service. You guys got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. One last thing. Just to prove the point. I know Mac customers can afford this, and they invest all the time, because people your age also invest all the time, but you just have different values. For example, how many of you know someone that has over $1,000 in video game equipment? No problem. How many of you know someone at your age, not a Mac customer, that has over $1,000 of their money in purses or shoes? That's not uncommon. I'm looking at your shoes right now. I know. Right? How many of you know someone that has 2 or 3 pairs of basketball shoes alone that are over 1,000, just between 2 or 3 pair? I do. I know students. Upgrading and updating your car. For all those, Fast and Furious guys. Or modified cars, rather. And so forth, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. How many know someone your age that has over $1,000 in partying bills for the month or the semester? Bottle at the club. Yes. If we're being real, and how many of those people don't necessarily have a set job, but all the money they spend, they justify, and they make an investment in it. But then you ask them to pay for books, and like, oh, I can't afford it. What's that? That's your buyer's remorse. You guys see where I'm going with that? What's the main point? I'll stop. I'm going to finish Karina's video. What's the main point? People have money. Now, if they're not a Mac customer, that's different. We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You get back exactly what you pay into it. You want to cook again, you enjoy cooking, you're proud to display it, and I recommend it to all my friends and family. And as a matter of fact, I have my Cutco set because my mother recommended Cutco to me. So it's been passed down to the generation to generation.
You think she works for Cutco. What did she say at the end? Generation, generation. Another big selling point. What are the two big selling points of Cutco? That it lasts how long? And then long-term investment, it's also super sharp. All the time. Okay. He goes on for a long time. Okay. Just, you get what you pay for, everybody. And isn't it interesting, when you have a value in something, what don't you care about? Money. Right? May I use some of your purses as an example? May I ask you how much that cost you, mine?
Because I've had it for a while, so I don't remember. But I know like the Louis Vuitton one is $1,300.
Yeah, it's a grand. I knew it was a grand. So okay, so it's about a grand. Okay, and it's funny because you have a college student that justifies it, and then they go home and tell their parents, and the parents want to flip over the table, right? But because what's different?
The value.
Yeah, so you want to show people who value that, because then what won't really matter if they know they're going to be cooking every day for their family. The price does. Okay, you guys get it. Okay, we'll stop there. This next part, I'd like you to turn to a new sheet of paper, and we'll go to break after this. And I'd like you to turn it horizontal, because we're going to make a chart here. Okay. So what I want to do before break is I want to cover all the competitive cutlery. Why is it important for us to cover all the competition instead of just talking about how awesome we are?
How we stack that.
Yeah, we got to show how we stack up. By the way, what is the sixth step to the sale? We have to compare. And if you don't know how to compare, then we can't drop the price. You guys see that? So what I want to show you are what the knives out there that are considered junk. Then a step up, I want to show you what's considered like low quality, not quite junk. I want to show you high quality. And then I want to show you the elite. Okay? So we're going to go through the junk knives out there, low quality, high quality, and then the absolute best. I'm going to use a car analogy. It's easier. So we're going to compare it to a junk car. Now when I say low quality, I'm about to say low quality, not in an offensive way. If you have this car, I'm talking about lower quality than the other ones we're going to talk about. So this would be kind of like a Kia. The official car of the NBA, by the way. And what makes it lower quality? The material. Okay. Higher quality or high quality, we're going to talk about Lexus, Mercedes, and BMW. The top three. And you could put Audi in there if you want. Okay. Those would be considered the elite of luxury cars, if you will. And then there's the high quality luxury cars. And then there's the elite, the ones that are just out there. And we're gonna you could pick any one. I'm just gonna use Ferrari. Okay, I'm just gonna use Ferrari because I think Ed was talking about Italy the other day. And we'll do Ferrari. So when you think of these three cars or these four categories of cars, does the price go down or does it go up? Why does it go up? You get what you pay for, which means what? It's better material. Okay? So for example, seats have holes in it with springs coming out. Cloth seats. Leather seats. Exclusive, unique leather raised on an obscure farm in Italy that only is manufactured for Ferrari. I think that's how it is. Empty hole with wires coming out where their stereo was. Basic stereo, no satellite, no USB, nothing. Harman Kardon, that's the BMW one. The Bose surround sound system. God knows what, I don't know. Like just whatever. I don't drive a Ferrari, so whatever's in that. You guys get the point? One more. Ready? Missing tires, plastic rims, chrome alloy, carbon fiber. Like fighter plane material. Okay, so what determines the price? Material. So if a product is better with material, what should always go up normally? 99. The price should always be higher. I'm going to show you something really cool though, why Cutco sells so much. First of all, where do you buy these cars? Where do you get a junk car?
Dealers. Like a junkyard.
Your junkyard.
Oh,
okay, yeah. Where do you get a Kia, like a lower quality car?
like a Kia dealership.
Yeah,
a
but the
used
Kia
car,
dealership usually is also combined with what?
a used car.
Used
or like
car
another one.
or other dealers, right? You see the Kia, Jeep.
Yeah, it's like Jeep, Chrysler.
There you go. So we'll call it a combo. Okay. Where do you get the BMW?
Their own dealership.
At the BMW, at their own dealership. Okay? And then the Elite, you get it at their own dealership, but then, for example, I'm going to use the Maserati Ferrari dealership on Federal. Like every other weekend, there are like spotlights, like it's a VIP club party. And there are waiters walking around with champagne, and they're having events for their VIP guests. Because if you're spending $250,000 on a car, which is a house, we're going to wine and dine you. See the difference? Okay. Let's do price. You guys know this. How much is a junk car at the junkyard going to cost you?
$400.
Sometimes free. That's right. Take it off my hands, please. But on average,
Couple hundred.
couple hundred and maybe up to 1,000. We'll say. Let's call it 1,000. Maybe less. What's a Kia cost you? Anyone know? Average? Say it again.
I thought it was like 12.
Yeah, on the high end for the Kias, I would say closer to like 15 to 22. Okay, so I'm just gonna say 15 to 20, but there are upgrade models up to that. So we'll call it 15 to 20. Basic BMW, 50 to 60 to start, if not higher. Okay, and I believe somewhere around 150,000 plus, 100,000 for sure. A six-figure cost of a house sports car. Okay, and what causes the price to go up one last time? Material, you got it, good. So now, what I want to compare are the knives. Okay, so we're going to do, what are the knives that we see out there that would come and coincide with each of these categories? So a junk knife.
Those like plastic throwaway ones.
Yeah, the ones you just find like at dollar store, you don't even know, like I don't even know the name brands, just those random cheapo ones you see from time to time. Low quality, check this out. The most popular cheap brand of cutlery out there is called Chicago Cutlery. It's the number one selling lower quality brand. Okay. And when you think of lower quality, not complete junk, but lower quality, you think of like a Walmart and a Target. It's not elite, it's not high quality, it's just lower and easy to get. And here's how you know it's cheap. Chicago Cutlery, if you look at the label, it's actually made in China. It's made in China. Okay. High quality. The number one selling brand, it's a German brand called Wusthof. Wusthof. The other brand we compare to, it's the Elite's called Shun. Shun. The Japanese brand. Okay, a lot of those high-end sushi knives looks like Shun, or Shun looks like those. And then the last one, which is not as popular but still out there as an elite, as a higher quality brand. What's up? How are you?
Good. Don't mind me.
Beth? Oh no, just in the
No,
area?
I just
I'm going to introduce you. Hold on. Henkel's is German. Okay, so you have Wusthof, Shun, and Henkel's. Germany, Japan, and Germany. Okay. This would be like Mercedes, Lexus, BMW. And then what's the lead, everybody? Come on. Yeah, you know that. So where do you get the cheap knives?
McDonald's.
Dollar store.
That's plastic, but that's true. Okay, ready? Dollar store. McDonald's. How about Chicago Cutlery? Where do you find cheap? Walmart and Target. High quality. Where do you get high quality?
Like the department store.
High-end department store. We'll call it the Nordstrom level stores. Okay, so Nordstrom. Or you go to a specific boutique, just like BMW own.
Like Williams Sonoma.
Exactly, Williams Sonoma. You have my notes?
No.
No. Williams Sonoma. Williams Sonoma is a high-end store that sells the best of the best kitchen products. If you don't know what Williams Sonoma is, it's probably because you're under 25. But there's one in Galleria Mall.
No, that's not.
You love that store. Most people your age don't love that store. Erika might love that store. I love that store too. Okay. And then Elite, how do you get Cutco, everybody? Yeah, through a rep. Okay. So now price. What should happen with the price going left to right, everybody? It should increase, okay? Here's what I want to talk about the price. Your average tool set for a customer has 10 tools. We have 10 for your set that you have to cook with, and all these other sets we're going to go by 10. So if you go to the dollar store, one knife is $1. What's a set of 10? Yeah. So 10 to 20 bucks for a full set of the junk knives. You can go to the dollar store, drop 20 bucks, you got a whole set of knives. We all know what's going to happen, but we have a whole set of knives. These lower quality knives are about 10 to 20 bucks a piece. So times 10 knives, not even a grocery bill. Not even. This would be like a single college student's grocery bill, like a single dude in college. Here, these are about $50 to $100 per tool. So they're higher quality. Times 10. You're talking 500 to 1,000. Okay. So here's the catch. What happens to the price? What should happen to the price? Because of what?
Material.
So we're arguably, I'm going to show you later, we're twice the quality, twice the value, twice everything, and we're guaranteed. So what should the price be? The price should be times 2. It should be up to $4,000 for a set of Cutco. It's 50 to 200 per tool. All right? So you're talking 500 to 2,000. So you're talking over $4,000 for a basic set of Cutcos, what it should cost. But if you remember from yesterday, it's not. Why? It's direct. So tell me more, Mike. It's straight from the manufacturer. What part of New York? Eden.
Olean.
Olean, New York. Good old Olean. So what do we cut out? Who do we cut out? Department stores like Nordstrom's and Williams-Sonoma, because what would they do with the price? They'd make it $4,000. So I'm going to show you this later. I'm going to bring up Erika in a second. We're going to sell them a Ferrari, which is double, and arguably triple, the Mercedes. We're going to compare it to the Mercedes, but we're going to charge a Camry price. I'll say it again. Our Cutco presentation shows why we're the Ferrari. That's what you do here. We're the Ferrari, and we're not just good. Jordan, we're the absolute.
Yes.
He knows. We're the best. Not by twice, probably 3 or 4 times. So we're twice as good, twice the value, twice everything. So we should be Mac Mom, who knows money and spends it all the time. We should be what? Twice the price. But we're not. We're not even as much as Lexus and BMW. We are a Camry. And you can take the Camry and knock it down by 5 payments, and we'll spread out the Camry payments over 5 months. So how do you think our sales go from there? $200 million plus a year. And 693 just now from Janine. And I don't even know how much from Erika total in your career.
Career, including brand sales.
Of course.
134.
134,000 from the super adult way out of college. I'm just kidding. Sophomore at Florida State. Cool? I'm going to bring Erika up in a second. What's the point here? What are the biggest takeaways before we go to break?
Pretty good offer and deal.
We have an unbelievable offer, and what's the key that allows us to give us this offer? There's one thing that allows us to do this. Straight manufacturer, made in the U.S., right there. If Ferrari said we're going to put a Ferrari plant in the U.S., they could do this. That's where you pay for most of it. Cool? Okay. Can I bring up Erika? That event's by Jess Polo.
Yeah.
Come on up.
We were just setting up.
That's funny. Let me introduce Erika.
I look super snazzy right now. Unlike my
How's it going?
good old J. Crew outfits that you
I
love
know,
so
I
much.
know. This is
The
Erika
jeans are J.
Timmons.
Crew though,
Of course they are.
obviously.
This is Erika Timmons. Erika started in our Miami office 2 summers ago. Okay. She was one of our top reps in the entire Eastern region that summer. That summer she sold 37,000. So she was in the 5-figure club. Made over 10 grand her first summer. Then went through our leadership academy training. Earned her branch spot. So this past summer, this young lady ran all of Fort Myers as the manager at the ripe old age of
I was
You were
19.
You were 19 already?
Yeah.
Okay. At 19 years old, she was running all of Fort Myers as the CEO and boss of the Cutco organization there, which is pretty cool. She's taken that experience, and one of her many, this is still the same, exciting paths in life is to do somewhere a combo between merchandise and retailing, event planning-ish, all that together, and we're still figuring that out. Something out. Personal note, she's been one of my favorites. I've gotten a chance to get to know this young lady, and she's gone from, respectfully, a girl to a really awesome, mature young lady, and thrown all these great business experiences. Name, school, and major, high school also, and top 2 things you've enjoyed about your Cutco experience.
So my name is Erika Timmons. I am going to be a junior at FSU. My major is humanities with a focus in communications and high school.
Yeah, high school.
I went to Immaculata La Salle High School down in Miami. If any of you have heard of it, or played us in football. We're terrible.
And then, what you've enjoyed so much so far?
So I would say the first best thing my favorite thing about Cutco was all the people that I met and the relationships that I built, not only with, my colleagues here in the office, but a lot with my customers. I've met some incredible people, people who still to this day are cheering me on and supporting me. So be excited for that, because you're going to meet so many people, and it's a really eye-opening experience, and you're going to learn so much from everyone that you meet. And then I would say my second favorite thing is having the most badass. Can I say that?
You just did, so.
Okay.
No, but you just did. Go for it. The
baddest butt resume ever. Seriously, I go anywhere and people are just blown away by the things that I've done, and just the opportunity that have been presented. So really take advantage of it. Hone in on all your skills. Really utilize Jeff, Pow, Daniel. They're the best in the business, and if you really want to make a lot of money and really want to be impressive later on, learn a lot from these guys.
And 1 or 2 tips?
Day 2 of training, I would say call every single person you know. Everyone, bother everyone for phone numbers, call everyone. It doesn't matter, just call them. And you'd be so surprised at, what happens as a result of it. And second tip is just be excited and have fun.
That's good. I appreciate it. We clap loud here, don't we? Let's give a round of applause. Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Let's catch up. And that whole email exchange you had recently?
Yeah.
Everything good?
Everything's resolved. Yeah.
All right. I didn't know the answer, but I knew who did, so. Give me a shout. Thank you.
I will.
I didn't know you were coming by. It's great. Surprise.
I was in Coral Springs setting up with Jeff.
Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you.
Well.
So everyone gets the point? Thanks, Erika. We're able to sell a Ferrari, compare it to a BMW, but only give a Camry price. That's another reason why we sell so much. Why Miss Kayla, who's brand new from Florida State, your friend, is selling so much, because even if there is buyer's remorse, I can get a Ferrari for Camry price? Who's ever been broke, I can't afford anything, but you just couldn't pass up on the deal, and you still spent money that day? It's the same thing. Okay, so just real quick, let's go through some examples of the product online. So don't take my word for it. Okay. This is what Wusthof and Henkel's look like. It's a German brand knife. They both look very similar. And then Shin looks more like your traditional sushi knife, if you ever pay attention at the sushi table, right? Gabriela, sushi? Yeah. Okay, me too. I like sushi. So, don't take my word for it. I went to williamandsonoma.com, took a little one of our managers did, took a snapshot, and you can do this for yourself. So there are 3 sets. There's sets for people who have to, like to, and love to. This one is Henkel's. So it's one of the 3 here. If you notice, it's normally 600, 1,000, 1,500, or 2,600, but on sale, 600, a little over 800, and about 1,600. So the price of a 13, 15, and 17-inch MacBook is what it is. And do people spend that money all the time? How often? Oh, every day, yeah, depending on what appliance, what investment. Over here, Williams-Sonoma, this is the other Wusthof, the higher-end brand, and notice it's higher quality materials, the price goes up. 1,100, 2,000, 3,300, but then you can get it on sale for 700, 1,100, or about 2,000. which is I think the price of a nicer 15-inch MacBook, 1900. Then Williams-Sonoma, this is the Shun, the Japanese brand. Now already, because it's a Japanese brand, way more money. Why? Just like Ferrari. Why? Where's Ferrari made?
Not here.
In Europe, Italy. This is in Japan. So why is it more money? It's further away. You have to ship it. Yeah, the import. Okay, so it goes all the way up to 4,000, but 2,700 on sale. So these would be like nicer mattresses, nicer couches, nicer appliances. Because in investments, when you spend everyone one more time over how much? Everyone over how much? 1,000. Use how often?
Every day.
And then last how long?
Forever.
Forever. You got it. Okay. And then of course customers could get low quality, but we all know what happens to low quality, right? The handles are bad, the tang can break, the rivets catch little pieces of food around it, and we all know that. And then I'm going to even show you some of the cheaper ones. I went to Target.com, and their full set for people who love to cook is $500 for everything. Now that's a lot cheaper, but what is also cheaper, everybody? Materials. Okay. So. Most people haven't had the opportunity to price fine cutlery. It's like anything else. There's a wide variety of quality and prices available. I'm sure you'd agree that Cutco is at least twice as good as the competition. And when a product offers twice the quality and value, it should be what? Twice the price. Okay. So we're going to take a break. I'd like to take your top 3 to 5 takeaways from this session. So go through your notes. What are the 2 or 3 biggest things you've taken, and we'll go to break. 151. Perfect. Yes, sir, Jordan.
World-class product for world-class service.
That's a world-class product with world-class service. That's right. Go ahead. Miss Nicole.
Lifetime investment, but it's a lifetime return.
Right, and that's defined investment. For our customers, investments when they spend over, use it how often, and last how long. And how often are Mac customers investing? Every day. What does that mean then? That means when we show them Cutco, whether they feel like it or not, they can what? They can invest. Now, if they tell you they can't invest because they can't afford it, what's that a sign of usually? Buyer's remorse. That's a feeling when you spend over 1,000 and right after you don't feel so good about it. Cool. Other takeaways? Mike. Yeah, when you really believe how great your product is, not just the performance, but what it does for the customer, it's really easy to sell. Okay, outstanding, everybody. It is 1:52. We will go to 2:02. New question. If you had to go on a road trip, you could. Did we do this one?
No.
Oh, if you had to go on a road trip and you could only bring 3 CDs or DVDs or albums downloaded, however you do it, and you can't go on the radio, no Power 96, no whatever station you listen to, what 3 artists would you bring on your road trip from here till Key West? Okay? Music's going to go on. Snacks for sale. Restroom. We'll take 10. Make sure you stand up. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Nice job.
And the world